Hey, what's up guys? It's Andrew Santowski. I'm giving you another early main event prediction video, this time between Marlon Vera and Dominick Cruz. Takes place August 13th, 2022. I just saw the news this morning. This is Monday, June 6th, 2022. Man, I am so pumped for this fight, man. I love when bantamweights and featherweights headline cards. I think it's the most exciting weight class. I think bantamweight's probably the most exciting weight division currently in the sport of MMA. So much talent in the top 15. It's ridiculous, man. So many interesting matchups to make. Feels like some of these guys hardly fight, but hey, I'm glad to see it. We get to see Dominick Cruz for the first time back in action since December, when he picked up a win over Pedro Munoz in a fight that he kind of got hurt in, but he kind of prevailed the last 2 rounds of that fight, I believe. And Marlon Vera, man, who absolutely impressed me, and I'm sure the whole world, when he just showcased on Rob Font, man, in a fight that where he lost the first round, but due to Rob Font's bad weight cut and Rob Font outlanded him, but man, Marlon Vera, I think, just landed the harder shots, and man, he was just, I think he did some big time damage to Rob Font, man. That was a highlight performance, man. That was a performance where I was like, oh my god, man, Marlon Vera, from what this guy was to what he is now, I could see this guy being a bantamweight champion, or definitely contending for the bantamweight championship, man. Like I said, what he did to Rob Font just impressed the heck out of me, man. I just couldn't believe that he showed out like that, but he did, man. And he went all 5 rounds, no problems. Like I said, man, he's picked up a lot of nice wins here. Lost to Jose Aldo, but I think that's a fight. If they ran back, I think we might see a different outcome. Sean O'Malley looks really good on his record, man. Sean O'Malley's a tough kid, and I'm pretty high on Sean O'Malley. You know, he looks a certain way. What is different, with his hair being different colors and all that, and you know. But Sean O'Malley can fight. He's no joke. And you know, Cheeto's fought his way up the bantamweight division, man. This guy's fought everybody, man. Never forget when John Lineker had this guy hurt. John Lineker, you know, hurt him and beat him up. You know, John Lineker's a tough out for anybody. Still is, man. But he's just not in the UFC anymore, unfortunately. But you know, Marlon Vera's earned his way, man. And see this guy headlining cards, and I feel like the UFC's kind of feeding them Dominick Cruz here, man. They're finally going to get the Dominick Cruz question out of the title picture contention. So let's look at the UFC rankings real quick. Marlon Vera 5th ranked, Dominick Cruz 8th ranked. I really wish, man, Marlon Vera could have got a higher ranked opponent than Cruz, man. You know, I don't think Cruz will sniff another title shot ever since he lost to Henry Cejudo in May of 2020, and I feel like that was kind of given to him. Like I said, I still like Dominick Cruz, man. He's a good dude. What he's done in the sport is amazing, man. This guy was a long reigning bantamweight champ, injury prone, as you know, been a lot more healthy, been a lot healthier as of late, obviously, but you know, it's just crazy, man. I mean, this guy was talking about retiring like several years ago, and it's just, you know, now he's still plugging away, and it's just like, you wonder if a guy really thinks he can be champ, or if he's just doing it for the money, because the money that he can make in this sport in commentating is you know, he's not going to make from a day-to-day job, most likely. Like I said, Marlon Vera, man, like I said, both these guys are training out of California. Team Oyama, Lions MMA. Very excited to see this go down, and I was kind of shocked by the odds here, guys. BetOnline opened the odds. They opened at -155 Vera. And honestly, man, I mean, like I said, I was really questioning if Vera could go 5 rounds. He showed me he did. I think he's going to catch Cruz here, man. I really think he's going to catch Dominick Cruz here and put him out. Dominick Cruz isn't as fast as he used to be. We know speed goes away, especially in the lighter weight classes as you age. And Marlon Vera, man, he just looks lightning quick, hits very hard, and I just see Dominick Cruz getting hurt bad by Marlon Vera, and Marlon Vera just stopping Cruz, man. And this might be the last we see of Cruz, and this will be a nice, you know, feather in the cap of Marlon Vera if he can get the job done here, man. And like I said, I'm not taking anything away from Cruz, man. I honestly do like Dominick Cruz, man. But matchups are everything, man. And I know the way the UFC looks at everything, they can build a star, a younger star in Marlon Vera at the expense of an aging Dominick Cruz. They will do it. They will absolutely do it, man. They do not care who you are in this sport. If you stay around this sport long enough, they will feed you to the young wolves. And that's what they're doing here, man. We got a guy that's 29 and a Dominick Cruz who was 37 who just, you know, like I said, he hasn't finished anybody as of late. You know, let's look at his last couple wins. Like I said, Pedro Munoz, Casey Kenny. You know, neither of those performances were dominant. You know, got knocked out, TKO'd by Henry Cejudo. And I'm anxiously awaiting the return of Henry Cejudo, man, as I think this guy is, I think Henry Cejudo was really good. You know, really good. So, really interested in seeing. And like I said, look, I mean, like I said, I've picked Dominick Cruz. I picked Dominick Cruz to beat Henry Cejudo, man. I beat Dominick Cruz to beat Cody Garbrandt. You know, I beat Dominick Cruz against Uriah Faber. Picked Dominick Cruz in his last 2 wins. So I'm not a Dominick Cruz hater by any means. I'm just really impressed by Marlon Vera, man. And I know the UFC's mindset to this. Hey, man, if Cruz can get past Marlon Vera, that's fine. They're going to throw him up against another guy, a Corey Sandhagen or somebody else that'll stop him before he gets to his next title shot. They don't want Dominick Cruz sniffing on their title because he's aging. He's not the most exciting, you know, champ. You know, Marlon Vera, this guy is. You know, and he probably commands a lot lesser of a payday than Dominick Cruz. But man, I am excited, man. The UFC has a stacked list of main events, all the way through summer. You know, like I said, they're building the August main events right now, and very excited for this matchup. But man, my pick has to be Marlon Vera, man, and I'm actually gonna take a TKO win here. But worst case scenario being a decision. But I really like Marlon Vera here, and I think the odds on him are really cheap, man. I thought the odds would be a lot higher, but like I said, these are still early odds guys. So, you know, once these other books start opening it up, and the closer the fight becomes, I think we might see Marlon Vera minus 200. You know, possibly more. But I mean, like I said, Dominick Cruz will always command that respect, being a former champ, being a 5-round fighter, a guy that's known for his cardio and conditioning, and you know. So, but like I said, guys, my pick will be Marlon Vera here.